Well, then why is he acting like such a moron? And just trying to make up shit. Apologize, do whatever you got to do so he doesn't press charges at this time. You're going to have to eat humble pie. Yes, because you let your temper get the best of you in this one.
But Sergeant,
you got to control your temper.
Roger.
So why don't we talk to him and see if you can talk to him? Can you apologize without being snotty?
Yes, Sergeant.
And just eat humble pie, and I'm doing this because you're an officer, am I correct?
Yes, Sergeant.
Hi guys, welcome to Jade Today. If you could subscribe, that'd be great. So Jeremy Dewitte, however you pronounce it, I'm going to call him Dewitte, went on holiday. It was around a year ago, with his wife, Rania. Sometimes it sounds like he's shouting Rhonda at her, but I think it's pronounced Rania. Yes, he actually brought his wife this time, not one of his girlfriends. There's the mad one, Jennifer, and then he's had a baby with another one. He's actually a registered sex offender, so I'm not even sure if he's allowed to be around his own baby. And his brother's also a registered sex offender now. He was caught in a sting by the police. So he went on holiday to a place in Chicago, and they got an Airbnb. And Jeremy hired a hire car for the holiday. And as usual, Jeremy couldn't behave himself. He parked the car in a spot where he shouldn't, below the apartment block that he'd rented in the Airbnb. And the apartment supervisor or the manager called the tow company, and they sent out this tow guy who came to tow Jeremy's vehicle away. And as he was starting to hook it up to tow it away, Jeremy was on the fourth floor balcony, and he started throwing chairs down at this poor tow truck driver. Then he told him that he was going to come down with his pistol to the tow truck driver to try to get him away from the vehicle. At this point, that's when the police were called, because he's obviously threatening him with a weapon. Jeremy was arrested, and then he started saying that his wife had been threatened by this tow truck guy. First he said with a gun, and then he changed his mind and said with a screwdriver. All the time he's shouting for his badge, pretending that he's a police officer.
Throwing down chairs.
Don't stop him! He's coming downstairs.
Okay, your husband's about to be arrested. Your husband's about to be arrested. Gentlemen, what is he doing? Do me a favor, turn around. Hold on. He pulled a weapon on you. He pulled a weapon on you. Yes, he did. He pulled a weapon on you. He pulled a weapon on you. What is this guy doing? My badge. Where's my badge? Where's my badge, Rania? I have my badge and my information in the car. Florida? Yes. Okay, give us one. You need to come down for us.
So there he is, shouting for his badge like he's an actual police officer. He's not an actual police officer. He owns Metro State, which is just a funeral escort business. He's been arrested for impersonating a police officer a few times, and he still won't quit it. He got thrown out of the junior police, I don't know what they call it in America, when he was younger, for impersonating a police officer as well. He also pretends that he was in the army for 12 years as a sergeant or colonel, something like that. He bigs himself up every time, which he never actually was. So I don't actually know what getting this badge of a funeral escort service, how's that going to help him when he's being handcuffed. The badge that he does has, it does look like a police officer badge, so he'd probably just get him into even more trouble. He's constantly shouting at his wife to, bring me my badge, and then saying that the tow truck driver pulled a weapon, first a gun, then a screwdriver.
Officer, he pulled a weapon on my wife. You don't throw a chair at somebody, all right? He pulled a weapon on my wife. What's going on?
Can I get the access to the building until I see
You have to take my phone. This is crazy. Rania! You need to file a statement. He pulled the screwdriver on you right now. File. Tell that officer you want to file a complaint that he pulled that screwdriver on you right now. You have to. You have to. This is crazy. Their dispatcher even said he pulled it on us, and she said it was for the linkage. Oh, come on, guys. This is...
So he's definitely coercing his wife there to get her to make a false statement, without a doubt, like telling her exactly what she has to say. Definitely coercion. And saying that the dispatcher even said that. You can just tell he's just making up absolute BS. He's an absolute joke, this guy. So anyway, they put him in the back of the car, and that's when he tells them that he's an officer. So they decide to be a bit lenient on him and say, like, you just have to apologise to the guy. They're not knowing the full extent of him throwing the chairs at this point, I don't think, or the sergeant isn't. So all he has to do is apologise at this point.
If that's what he's saying, you want to handle it accordingly amongst each other.
Okay, he wants to talk to you then.
Hey, sir, I am sorry. I didn't know who you were at first, and then when you're trying to hook up, I'm screaming down. You heard me screaming. I was trying to stop you from doing it because we're allowed to be there. And I don't know where the communication error is happening, how these people are calling the police or the towing. I mean, your dispatch, I understand you're just doing your job. But when you pulled the screwdriver, I'm worried about my wife's safety.
What do you mean pull the screwdriver?
He's not pulling the screwdriver to attack anyone. Why would he?
On me? I'm gonna press it then. Because you're lying on me. I never saw your wife.
All right.
Calm down.
Stop.
Listen to me for a minute. Do you think he'd actually pull a screwdriver on a woman? Come on. She's like a quarter of the size.
Roger. Yes.
That's silly.
No, I'm sorry. All right, brother, I swear I am sorry.
We got to do the report. You got to cover that damage for him. You know, I understand you're frustrated, but you got to calm down with the temper.
Roger.
This is the best of all things.
Roger, sir.
But we're going to give him the report.
Okay.
All right?
Yes, sir.
You guys, you all good with that officer?
This time it's not a king?
No, it's not a king.
Okay.
But we will do the card and all that.
Okay. We'll do that.
We're going to do a...
So he can't even apologise properly. He has to keep diverting the truth and saying like you pulled a weapon. He can't even apologise properly to this poor guy. That's the fourth floor window up there that he threw the metal like aluminium chairs down at the guy, the tow truck guy. So he's been told that he has to pay the damages, but then the police actually changed their mind, probably because he acted like such a douche when he was apologising, and he's acted like a douche throughout the whole thing. All he had to do was apologise, be nice, and act normal, like a normal human being for once. But of course Jeremy can't do that.
We gotta go, dude. It's gonna be a king.
Sergeant.
You know why? I didn't know you threatened him with a weapon.
No, I didn't threaten him. I said he was threatening me with my wife. Come on, Sergeant. Sergeant. Please, Sergeant.
We're not gonna call your work or nothing, but you're gonna get him in the car.
Sergeant,
And then you threw a chair when the officers are still around.
Sergeant.
That's too much.
Sergeant.
I didn't realize the gravity.
Bob told me they didn't know who it was.
Question, but Mr.
I swear, the job told me they didn't know who it was. So we thought he was stealing the truck.
Did you throw the chair? Did you throw it? That's all it is. Did you throw the chair?
You already told me. You threw the chair.
At no time did I throw it at him.
He threw it. Yeah. He threw it. It could have hit him. So, he can explain that to the judge.
The amount of times I've heard Jeremy say, Sergeant, 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 when he's getting arrested, it never helps him in any kind of way. Oh, he can't even go on holiday and enjoy himself. He has to get himself into trouble there, pretend he's a cop. He's an absolute joke, this guy. The longer he stays up, the better. The longer he stays locked up, the better. He is actually still in jail at the moment. He's after a domestic violence incident on the crazy girlfriend Jennifer. So that's how Jeremy's holiday ended. I hope you all guys are well. I'll talk to you all later. Have a nice day. Bye.